The one thing that alarms me in America and England is that there is no alarm in the church. Most of you can't handle the light you've got now. Why should you hear more? And I believe God is holding back. The thing David wrote this morning, Lord, I can't live another day without the fire of God. You need the fire of God to pray. You need the fire of God to see visions. You need the fire of God to recognize there's no help for us. I don't want to cry as I've done so long. Like David in Psalm 80, oh, thou that dwellest between the cherubims, Lord, don't stay there. Come down here. We need God here. Does it matter if it breaks your heart today? You're going to have millenniums in eternity. There'll be no sorrow there. You can't patch up your prayer life when you get to the judgment seat. You can't sacrifice when you get to the judgment seat. You can't weep when you get to the judgment seat. It's all between here and there. This period we're in now is a dressing room for eternity. That's all it is. You need God this morning. Some of you have disobeyed God all the week, and this is the day, the valley of decision. You'll go back more after today than ever you've done in your life unless you obey God. As I said to you more than once, I'm troubled every morning I wake up for this simple reason. I live in a world that has lost its way, and a church that has lost its voice. That voice has to come. You think the devil isn't a clever guy? How he tricks people, he never shows them the end. He just showed them the beginning. God's going to give us a new breed of men. And every time in that prayer meeting I would say this, Lord, at the judgment seat, don't stand there in your majesty and read the record of my poor life and say, son, I had many things to tell you, but you couldn't bear them. You were too occupied. Your ears were catching other voices, but not mine. A man who is intimate with God will never be intimidated by men. That's revival. When you can't sit through the meeting, you feel you've got a burning cancer. If I don't get to the cross now, I may die before the meeting's over. I don't want a warm heart, I want a heart on fire. For the simple reason he's coming for a bride, he's not coming for a widow. And if you don't keep fire going, it goes out. He says, still let me guard the holy fire. Then he says this awesome thing, enlarge, inflame, and fill my heart with boundless charity divine. So shall I all my strength exert and love them with a zeal like thine, and turn them to a pardoning God. You see, he's not asking for a theological definition. He says, I want a fire. Listen, if our God is a consuming fire, and he is, if he takes up residence in you, you'll burn till you die. God won't die in you. And all he's asking you this morning is to let the walls down, let the fire in. I can't live in coldness anymore. I can't live in blindness anymore. I can't be indifferent to a dying world. Every preacher who has lost the fire, you should be on your face down here. You used to burn, but you got so busy with organizing. The fire has gone out. Come on. I believe God's going to breathe on us this morning. I believe you're going from this place. I believe you're going to have to say, I'm in the valley of decision. Say, God, consume in me everything that's un-Christ-like. Consume in me everything which hinders. God is brooding over us. Don't insult the Holy Ghost. He stood at the door in Revelation, said, if any man will come, I don't care how backslidden you are, how disobedient you are, there's enough fire in the Holy Ghost to burn up every bit of dross in you, every bit of failure, every bit of coldness. God needs a torch of holy fire in your house. He wants the fire of God. Your neighbors will know. I'm sick of theology and words. We need God to move in our midst. What does it matter? Surrender everything. It's purging you and stamping you and claiming you for his own. You'll never be the same after this morning. I won't. Then, Lord, take us out and give us a vision of a lost world. Some of you are held out on him for 5 or 10 years, and this morning he's got right in your life. Lord, let these men bring life where there's death. Bring freedom where there's bondage to drugs and prostitution. Dear God, many of our people go to church every Sunday. It's only a custom. They don't want God. Find some people that want God. Find some young men in Hong Kong who've been to hell and back. They're just about worn out. But Lord, you lift the beggar from the dunghill and make him a prince unto God. It's either going forward or backward after this. We refuse to go backward. We refuse to let the devil throw the dust of time in our eyes and blind us to eternity. You can't patch up your prayer life when you get to the judgment seat. If I don't get to the cross now, I may die before the meeting's over. This period we're in now is a dressing room for eternity. That's all it is. Do you want to disappoint God? Don't insult the Holy Ghost. I can't live in coldness anymore. I can't live in blindness anymore. I can't be indifferent to a dying world. You used to burn, but you got so busy with organizing. The fire has gone out. Come on. I believe you're going to have to say, I'm in the valley of decision.